TitleMatchNetwork.com.
How did you find out about Tough Enough?
It was funny. I was actually, huge fan. Huge fan at the time of that Tough Enough came out. And I was watching Raw one night, and like I did every Monday night. And I remember Jim Ross said, hey, have you ever wanted to be a WWF superstar? WWF at the time. And I was like, well, of course I do. And because before Tough Enough came out, I had actually sent away for information on Shawn Michaels Wrestling School, and which was in San Antonio at the time, and UPW, which is out of California. I sent away for both and got packets of information from both of those schools. So when the Tough Enough thing came out, I mean, of course, I didn't think it was. I never thought it was an option, but it's definitely. I saw them advertise it, and it's something that caught my attention immediately, and actually sent my tape in the last day that it was available, and it was a joke. It was me and my buddy laughing, making a joke. I just never thought I'd get picked. I honestly didn't. I never thought I'd get picked. So who can think? Who can send a tape in and honestly think that they're going to get picked? So I didn't. I sent a tape in expecting to never hear from them. And actually, when I did hear from him, I thought it was my friend playing a joke on me. I thought he was ribbing me. So when I answered the phone and they said, hello, this is so-and-so. I think it was a girl named Carrie. She's like, this is Carrie from WWF and MTV. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever. Click. Hung the phone up on her. And then I called my buddy up at work, and I was like, man, that was a nice joke. You got me. And he was like, I swear to you, I didn't play a joke on you. I was like, you didn't have a girl call me and tell me that she was from them? He's like, nah, I swear to God. So gladly for me, she called back about an hour later, and I apologized and took it from there.
What was on that video that you sent in?
It was me. I was in a suit, and I was in my kitchen, or in my dining room, right off the side of my kitchen. And it was just, it was, me and my buddies, we, big, huge wrestling fans, we're the guys who would, get drunk and like cut promos on each other. So it was just me. I was actually on my way getting ready to head to the gym. So I went up, put a suit on real quick, come down, and just cut a promo that I'd had actually a buddy of mine helped me with the promo. He actually, I called him up. He's one of my friends who's really good at it. And he gave me some ideas of some things to say. And it was just me basically cutting a promo. I think we did it in about 4 takes. So it was, not bad.
What was the process of the selection like?
Once I got to Tough Enough?
Yeah, what was the process like?
When I got there, I thought I had no chance. I'm walking into, we're walking, it's early in the morning. We walk inside, and there's all these big, gigantic, jacked up, meatheads in there, and I'm like, fuck, they're never gonna pick me. At the time I was 200 pounds. I'm 6'2". I'm not nothing, definitely nothing to be, be scared of. And I'm seeing all these jacked up dudes in there. I never thought they'd pick me. But we had an interview process, which included us going. They had a ring set up in, at the time it was WWF New York. And then turned into the world. They had a ring set up, and you walk into the ring, and there's Jazz, not Jazz, excuse me, Jackie, Al Snow, Tazz, Coach was there, and we had to do some sort of calisthenics for I think 30 seconds, then cut a promo. I winked at Jackie as soon as I got in there. So before I went to cut my promo, Tazz cut me off and started ripping me right there, and let me have it. It was pretty funny though, but I think that's what helped get me in. Just because I remember when I was doing one of my interviews, I asked them, I was like, well, what are they looking for? And they said, be different, do something that's different, don't do what everybody else is doing.
How real was what aired on TV and to how the experience actually was?
Honestly, it was real in some aspects and not real in others. I'll be honest with you, they made me look good. There were many nights when I went out, had a couple drinks, and probably came home stumbling that they didn't put on TV, that they very easily could have. They made me look really good. But then again, there was a lot of aspects of the show that they didn't put on. There was a lot of, it was hard. they went into it trying to. I mean, we went into the show. They were trying to break us, plain and simple. And they made it very difficult. And I mean, 3 people quit, less than a week into it. Nobody I was surprised was eliminated, because in the season I was in, hell, everybody quit. I think the only elimination they quit, or I think Greg had to leave because of a back injury. If they would have eliminated Greg, I would have been shocked because Greg was good. But they eliminated Daryl and Chris, CT guy. I mean CK, but neither of them were. And Chadwick was a good guy, but he couldn't wrestle. Neither of them, I wasn't shocked by any eliminations.
Any thoughts on Daryl?
Daryl was just a big crybaby. I mean, he was just by far a big crybaby. I mean, he was a big 350-pound puss. I mean, we get into the house and he's complaining of having a cold, and he, some sick baby, I guess, on a plane gave him a cold, and he's just sitting there bitching and moaning, and he was just a crybaby. And I think the world saw, whoever watched the show saw that, and when he was gone, I was like, bye, get out.
What was the toughest drill?
I think the toughest thing for me to learn was hitting the ropes. I mean, everybody learns. Everybody, you watch wrestling and you're always looking at people hitting the ropes. You're like, man, that was like fun. God, I want to hit the ropes. And I remember I used to beg Al, when we gonna be able to hit the ropes? Why can't we hit the ropes? And he'd be like, soon enough, don't worry. And then, it was, not only was it hard, but it hurt. And it left bruises on you. And then not only did it leave bruises on you, but it was difficult to difficult to get your feet down. And it was hard. It took me a while.
How did life change for you once the show started airing and it became popular?
Life, it didn't really change. Just having to answer people's questions a lot. Was basically, I guess, how life changed. Because where I was living, no one treated me any different. People would always come up and ask me questions about it and stuff, but it didn't really change that much, I guess.
Okay.
It changed once I started wrestling, and then I started getting asked all the time, the same questions you get asked everywhere. What's a rock like? Does wrestling hurt? No, it feels great. What do you think? Yeah, it hurts. What's traveling like? It's traveling. It's what we do.
Thoughts on Al Snow and Tazz as trainers?
To be honest with you, Al's great. I mean, what more can you say about Al than hadn't already been said? He's wonderful. He's like a father figure. I'll forever be in debt to him for my wrestling career. Plain and simple. I am the small amount I was able to achieve in wrestling with WWE in the time that I was there. I attribute to Al Snow. And as far as Tazz was a great trainer. Tazz came in, busted balls, did what Tazz does, and we all knew he was there. Tazz is the kind of person that you got to gain his respect, and I respect people like that. And once you gain his respect, you're his friend, but you have to earn it. He's not gonna give it to you. And he's not gonna give it to you, and you have to earn it. And I can respect people like that. Hell, I like people like that. I appreciated him being like that.
What were the 24 hours like from the moment you won to the next day?
Whirlwind. It was crazy. We went out. I mean, they had a little after party for us. I had a bunch of buddies up in New York that night. We went out afterwards, went to Scores. I don't know. It was a whirlwind. And then the next day, we went back to New York. I was on TRL, and it was a crazy feeling knowing that my life would never be the same again, ever.
Did you think you were going to win?
To be honest with you, yeah, I did think I was going to win. I really did. I thought I was going to win from the bottom of my heart. I would say probably about a month going into it. I thought I really did.
Really?
Yeah.
The guy in competition with you,
Josh, at the time, Josh and Chris were in competition with me, and I mean, either of those guys could have won, but at the time where wrestling was, Chris was big. Chris had all the size in the world. Josh was a great technical wrestler. I mean, Josh was phenomenal in the ring. I could talk. You know, I was looking at the people in the business that can make money, and the people that can talk definitely at the time were making money. Now I thought I had to step up.
Yeah, I think when you did that one promo,
Yeah,
I think that separated you from the.
yeah, it helped.
Yeah, I forget how was that sooner? Was that soon into it? I forget.
No, that was towards the end.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the
I
show.
think that was it. There was any doubt that just separated you right there. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, as a fan watching it,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you need to talk, like you said.
It was. I mean, in wrestling, you got to be able to talk, and you can have $1 million body, you can have all the moves in the world, but if you can't entertain people, then what good are you?
How soon were you contacted by the office after you won? They bring you right in.
You know what? I gotta give you WWE a lot of credit. Everybody knows that about my mom. At the time, battling cancer. The office let me go home and let me be with her for probably I guess 2 months, and they were still in contact with me. And actually, for a good month, they were flying me to SmackDown and Raws every week. But in between that, they would let me go home and let me be with her. And so it was probably 2 months before they contacted me and said, it's time to go to Cincinnati. It's time to go to school.
Did you bond with anybody on the cast right off the bat?
Directly off the bat, I bonded with Greg and Josh. Because we went there thinking that Chris Nowinski, we thought he had it wrapped up. When I walked into the Tough Enough house, when I walked into that ring, the first time I walked into the ring, it was the first time I'd ever been in a WWF. In a wrestling ring. I've never wrestled. I had no prior training at all. And Chris did. Chris had been training for, I think it was 5 months down at Kowalski's. And so, we're doing basic stuff. We're doing basic stuff like locking up, taking headlocks and stuff. And he knew how to do all of it. He knew it all right then. And was good. So I bonded with Josh and Greg quick because we had to learn. We were learning from the start. But yeah, they were definitely the two guys that we started kicking it from the beginning. Definitely from the beginning.
What did your family think of your decision to enter the contest?
My mom she thought it was kind of, whatever, if this is what you want to do, try it, go ahead. You better hope your teaching job's there when it's over with. I don't know if they quite took me seriously until I did win, until I actually, started wrestling. Then they were like, well, hell, this is something that, Maven wants to do. So, yeah. I don't know if they took me serious. Hell, I still don't know if they took me serious, but.
There was a couple other trainers at Tough Enough, right? Wasn't there?
There were some female trainers.
Terry?
Yeah, and Miss Jack.
How were they as far as towards you?
Towards me, they were fine. Yeah. Towards, they basically worked with the girls and stuff a lot.
I think she was out. Terry actually, I think, was let go when this season was.
Yeah, as soon as Tough Enough was done, she was gone.
Oh, okay. She was through the entire Tough Enough, and then once that was over and it started airing, she was already out.
Yeah, I think not Terry, Tori.
Tori, you're right. I'm sorry.
Tori.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tori, Terry.
Yeah.
Speaking of the women, do you think that went how it should have went? The winner?
The Nydia?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think Nydia deserved to win. Yeah. Taylor had the heart by far, but I think Nydia had the total package. I really do. I think Nydia was entertaining, had the look, and she was good in the ring.
When you first came into the WWE locker room after Tough Enough, were there guys that were just totally brutal on you as far as, they felt that you came from maybe something that was considered a joke, or they just didn't? Was there guys in particular that just gave you a hard time, that just flat out said they didn't respect where you came from.
Crazy enough, there was not anybody. If there were, they didn't bring it to my attention. I'm sure that there were a lot of people who who didn't like me and talked behind my back. I'm sure of it. I'm 100% sure of it. But no one did anything to my face. No one was ever rude to me or anything to my face.
What about Nydia? Did she go through any?
Nitty's a different person though. Nitty's all loud and obnoxious and stuff at times. And so I think she might have had it a little bit tougher. But then again, maybe she didn't care.
Yeah. Was it? I'm gonna have to ask this question. There was I heard it around a couple times. Were you dating Nydia at one point?
No, I never once dated Nydia.
No.
Never. Being paired with her?
Yeah.
I guess I was only paired with her for a little bit, but I knew what they were doing it for. They were doing it to, try to get the whole Tough Enough angle going and stuff. I think it was towards the end of one of the Tough Enoughs, and it was what it was. And I enjoyed it, but equally I was happy when it was over. Good question. By far the biggest misconception that I had about the wrestling business was definitely that you're a superstar all the time, and that's not the case. That is not the case. People that think that they see pro wrestlers and they see these wrestlers pulling up in limos and stuff. That ain't the case. And they think that we fly all over the place first class. Nope. Or we get limos taken everywhere. Not a chance. Or we stay in fancy 5-star hotels every night. Nope. I've red roofed it many a nights. And basically, I don't think wrestling is as glamorous as people make it out to be. It's what it is, It's not the glitz and glamour that people think it is.
What was your favorite experience during the contest?
I guess by far my favorite experience during Tough Enough had to be just winning and knowing that because I remember that thought when they announced my name that I'd won. I mean, I can clearly remember, and I've watched it back when I won. There was a blank look on my face, and I'm immediately thinking right then, my life will never, ever be the same. I mean, it's almost like, my life could have taken two different paths, and one way is wrestling and the other way is not. And it took, it took that way. And I remember immediately thinking, that nothing will ever be the same from this point on.
Who were you surprised was eliminated?
From Tough Enough?
Why do you think you were the most successful Tough Enough winner?
I don't know. Was I? I mean, there's Johnny Nitro's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's doing really good. I guess.
But his is basically.
Why was I?
He got there. He's just brand new getting up there. You were there a while. I mean, yeah, he's a Tough Enough winner, but he's just got to the top recently. He was,
He's also very good at the tag team. Where if that tag team dissolves at any point,
he's done.
His chances could be very, very rough.
You think?
I would say so.
Yeah, I think he's good because the tag team partner he has.
Yeah.
Like you,
And
you have a natural charisma on your own.
And what?
And the skirt that's with them.
I don't know. Maybe because I was the first. I don't know. I would like to think it was because I had a charisma about me. I had something that people for some reason saw something in, and thought that there was it was worth putting time and money into it.
TitleMatchNetwork.com